try again.
Back in the car, because you know I love to vlog from the car. Just stopped at the gas station, had to get a little bit of gas because I was almost on E. And you already know I've been using coffee more for my pre-workout caffeine these days, and it's doing the trick. I'm going to meet one of my good friends who you haven't seen on the vlog yet on the north side of town. We're going to record this workout. I'm not entirely sure what we're training yet. We'll see when we get there. Alright guys, we are here at the, this is Anytime Fitness, actually up in, off of 2222 here in North Austin. So I'm going to do a little voiceover just to kind of walk you through what we did today. And we ended up hitting actually shoulders and a little bit of biceps, really just kind of a fun workout, nothing too difficult. But you can see here I'm starting with some functional, some mobility stuff, just kind of trying to get the joints warm, get the shoulders, all three heads of the shoulder warm, so that way once we get into these movements, things are moving in the right way and I'm activating properly. And this is a pretty basic banded warm-up that I like to do really on any upper body day. And I'll just use a band. You'll see me go through these four motions where I'm external rotation, internal rotation. I'll get some midline flexion with straight arm. And then finally here you see me doing a single arm banded fly just to get everything nice and warmed up. So we started with recently one of my favorite movements to start a shoulder workout with, which is this front to back shoulder press. And you can see as we're moving through, I'm doing my best to keep my elbows beneath my wrists the whole time. I never really want to catch myself with my hands going behind my elbow line, because then it puts a lot of stress on the shoulder girdle, and that's not a good place to be, especially when you're trying to avoid injury and live to lift another day. So this second movement was a lying triangle grip delt press, and this is really good to focus on the front portion of the delt, a little bit of the pec minor. I got a really good squeeze out of this one. It's the first time I actually did it. Usually I'll do it seated with a dumbbell, which kind of serves the same purpose, but I like where we're laying down and the spine is kind of neutralized. There's no flexion in it, so I'm definitely going to do this one on my next couple of shoulder workouts. This next movement is pretty simple. I'm sure everybody's seen it. We're just trying to move with a little bit of tempo here. We're going up moderate pace, getting a fraction of a pause at the top, and really focusing on that negative on the way down. You can see I think we're only using 20-25 pounds. Doesn't take a lot of weight to really feel this one. And I like this 45-degree angle on the reach out because it allows for a little bit more scapular mobility throughout this movement. So another one of my favorites is seated rope face pull. I like this one, although some argue that using a bench is better, again, because you don't get that thoracic extension, that front to back animation. But I like this using the rope, using the cables, because it does allow for some of that front to back animation. And I feel like I get a better peak contraction, I get a better peak squeeze as I'm drawing those elbows high and behind me and kind of putting my thumbs just past my ear line. That's where I feel the most, especially in one of my biggest deficit muscles has always been my traps. And so any way I can kind of cheat a little bit of that in, especially on a back day or a shoulder day, then I'll definitely do that. So this next one, we're using a dog bone on the cable. And I guess there's different names to this movement, but I call it a reverse drag shrug. And so obviously the hand grip is neutral. I'm just trying to get my elbows as tall as I can and get a really big squeeze. I get a lot of this in the inferior fibers of the traps, a lot of rear delt. So you can see most of what we've done so far has kind of been segmenting. Well, the first movement was that warm up, that front to back press. And then the last couple have definitely been rear delt, trap, infraspinatus, focus on everything that's kind of in the back of the shoulder. This next one is kind of, I guess it's kind of a multi-movement. I call this a cable plate raise. So I just pretend I'm kind of like holding a serving tray. And again, with that dog bone bar, with the neutral grip thumbs up, I'll raise it, as you can see Darius doing here. By the way, this is Darius, guys. You haven't, I haven't introduced Darius into the vlog yet, but Darius is a good buddy of mine, and we try to get a workout in every so often. Just a good time kind of hanging out, kind of broing out in the gym a little bit. But with this particular movement, you lift it as if you're carrying a bunch of plates and cups or something on a tray, and you're trying to lift it as high as you can, and it turns into a really good contraction for the medial delt, for the trap. You get a little bit of bicep brachialis in there, but I really like it for it's a good pump move. It's a good combination multi-joint movement. So I like to put this in there whenever I'm hitting shoulders, or sometimes I'll do it as a combination set at the end of an arm day. So, but after that, we went into, now some of you guys are going to give me hell for this. Yes, we were curling in the squat rack, and honestly not a lot of weight. So we probably could have just done one of the pre-weighted bars somewhere else. But we were just kind of having a good time. The gym was relatively empty, as you can see. So I think with this is the heaviest we went. Like I said, we weren't trying to kill it, but focusing more on keeping the elbows in front of that sagittal midline, making sure that they don't drift back so you don't lose that tension on the bicep. And I think we only got like 5 to 7 here, just kind of focusing on that form as well as a controlled negative on the way down. And a lot of times you guys will see me kind of shrug my shoulder throughout different movements. During a workout, I had this thing where my left collarbone, I shattered it in college. It healed, but it healed short. So if you guys ever see me kind of doing this weird thing where I'm shrugging my shoulder, it's not because I like hip hop, although I do. It's because I'm trying to loosen that shoulder up. So anyways, we did these straight bar curls. You can see Darius trying to work over that bar right now. And then second to last movement, we finished with, you could call this multi-direction curls. I learned them as Poliquin curls because I saw basically Charles Poliquin doing them in an instructional video. But this is basically looking at the bicep, breaking it to the radial and the ulnar head, and maximizing the tension in each direction. So if you think about the inside of the bicep, working more for that contraction here as you see me curl up, then I'm going to go palms up. And then, of course, rotate at the top, and you resist that opposite head or the outside head of the bicep. You resist it on the way down because that portion of the bicep works really, really well for deceleration. And so that's on that eccentric portion of the movement for me where I definitely feel it most. So I like that. Very controlled, very sort of robotic in the approach on that movement. And if you can do that, then you'll really feel it hit those biceps, both heads of the biceps, really, really well. So we were going to leave, and Darius said, hey, let's just do one more. This is an old school move he said that he used to do all the time. And so I was like, yeah, sure. We jumped in and we hit a couple of sets, mostly just focusing on a bit of a quick squeeze, but rather a bit of a quick pull, but on that peak contraction. Good. All right, we are here at the Oasis to get some post-workout grub. These lean gains.
Is this going to be healthy food for you, or are you just going to fill your calories with whatever?
So I'm at about 650 calories so far for the day, and what is it, 350? Yeah, it's like a little after 3 o'clock, so I'm going to eat responsibly, not like an a-hole. But this isn't the height of my activity today. I actually have a little dance practice for this wedding that I'm in, so I'm going to eat responsibly, but not as if I was on prep. So what happened was, probably shouldn't have done that. Crashed the drone. Only the blades are a little bit messed up, the rest of it's fine. What's up, gang? I'm here in beautiful downtown Austin. So one of my clients invited me to a little pool party, barbecue, get together here at this building right here. So we're about to walk in, catch some pool time, try to relax, get some sun because I'm pasty. Quick note, for those of you who make excuses about not hitting your macros, not making sure that you hit your numbers all day long, I wanted some coffee, right? So there's this gas station, I like their coffee that's right up the street from where I live, but all they have is the little creamers with the sugar in it. So what I did is I grabbed my coffee, I sat in my car, drove over to H-E-B, I grabbed the sugar-free creamer, bought myself some cinnamon, then went back to my car and then loaded up. So now I got my coffee and I'm not sucking down 30 grams of sugar from those little creamers. That's how you win, guys. I'm telling you, you can find a way. There's always a way to get it done. We're pretty hungry, so we came over to this place, walked a few blocks over to a place called Flower Child, which isn't dissimilar from True Foods if you guys have eaten at True Foods here in Austin, or at least that's the way it looks so far. So I ended up getting this this Mother Earth bowl, which has like the salad, the avocado, about 4 ounces of grilled chicken, a broccoli pesto, red quinoa, sweet potatoes, and some sort of pickled cucumber scenario. So basically that's what I'm having for my second full meal of the day with a little bit of water and lead. All right, guys, walk back to the car, about to head home, finish up some work, and then call it early Saturday night. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like the video, please hit that thumbs up. Also, make sure if you're subscribed, you're clicking that bell notification so when I do drop new vlogs, you know about it. I will get it to you guys in the next one.